Hey YouTubers, I'm making another video here for my MP3 music tagging program that I've been working on. I made a second version, which I like to call the smart version. Before we get into that though, I want to talk a little bit about actual tagging of files, which gets a little confusing I think to some people because there's differences between what your iPod might show, or iTunes specifically, and the Windows programs will. So if you were to look, I have my music folder here that I've been using kind of as a test subject. Almost all of these show the album arts, and more specifically if you look in iTunes, they show all the tags, which is, this artist information, album information, genre. Those are what the tags actually are. But what gets confusing is an iPhone and iPod, it uses a tag version 2.4. If we take a look here, these I haven't converted to 2.3 because iTunes will show it, and then when you look in this music folder, it'll show up there too, because Windows only reads version 2.3. So say if you were to use this program I'm making and it tags it, but it's a 2.4 tag version, it'll show up as just this. It won't show the information. And then also, say if I were to pull this up, it shows the album art inside the media player. If it's version 2.4, that will not show up. So just something to watch out for, I guess. Anyway, more into the meat of it. I've already tagged all these songs because they were all test subjects, so I'm going to go in, do a Control A, and then I'll right click and get info. So I'll remove everything from all of these so I can show you how my program's going to add them back in there. So you select all these checkboxes for the information you want to get rid of and leave the field itself blank. So if I do the checkbox and don't add anything in here, just hit OK. It'll take a little bit. Yes, I want to remove it. Take a little bit, but it'll remove all the information from all of these files. Just give it another couple seconds. There. Now you can see all that information that I had just shown you is gone for all of these files. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to open up my program, tag multiple songs. Recently in my last video I showed this says program function not available yet because as of the last video it wasn't. So let's start here. I'm going to point my program to this same folder I showed you here. You can see all of these don't have pictures anymore. I'm going to point my program to that, and it's go in, and it's going to rewrite all of that. So select music folder, go to the Sam Music copy, which is the same as this folder over here. Click OK. It'll take a little bit. Some songs either couldn't be found or tagged because you were listening to the song, because if you're listening to it, obviously the file is in use and the program can't write information to a file that's in use. It's going to come in and it finds 3 that it couldn't determine which ones it's supposed to add information to. So 3 out of the 34 songs in here, I'd say it's not too bad. So what I built in, you can say, this is a Justin Bieber song for any believers. You click it. These are the 2 that it came up with that it couldn't find. Because obviously if you look at them, Justin Bieber has a song called Never Say Never, and The Fray has a song called Never Say Never. So I know this one's a Bieber song because I've worked with it plenty of times testing my program. So I'll click this. I'm going to say, do you really want to tag the song Never Say Never by Justin Bieber? Yes. Then Switch, I know is a Will Smith song, because I've been working with that also. So to this top one, click it. Switch by Will Smith. Yep. Now one flaw in my program, well, maybe not necessarily a flaw, one thing I haven't figured out quite how to deal with yet. If I were to look at the song like this, I Need a Hero, I'm not going to click on it because it's going to show a ton of results. But my program doesn't know what to do with that because the file name, if you look, I'll open that up. I Need a Hero right here. The file name is exactly what displays right here. But the issue is, I Need a Hero, the song is from Saints Row 3. It's one of the most popular at the end of the game songs. It's not actually called I Need a Hero. The song is called Holding Out for a Hero. So my program can't differentiate between the two because they're not named the same. So it's an issue. I gotta see if I can't work it out, but we'll get there. So as you can see, none of this information is reflected in iTunes right now. It doesn't show that we did anything. So if we just close my program and wait for a moment. Come on. There we go. My program won't close before it can run what it's told to do. Closing my program, it's set to automatically update the iTunes library, which is why you've seen that kind of flood in there. So all this will now have all its information back with it. We'll just go through a few. And I can open this back up. All the pictures are there again. Now there's a couple that it also doesn't handle, which obviously makes sense. I got these online as just kind of a fun old-time memories kind of thing. These are top two are from the Goofy movie, the Hairbrush song for anybody that remembers VeggieTales. VeggieTales theme song on the bottom. This is a ringtone I made somebody. It's from the movie Lilo and Stitch. And there's it Holding Out for a Hero, which is actually odd. I never realized that it's named correctly in here, but since the final name isn't named correctly, it doesn't know what to do with it, so I kind of makes sense. So obviously the last few that it doesn't work on, it makes sense because obviously they're songs from movies and I don't have those entered in my program. One other thing I want to work on with my program that I've already closed. Anyway, when you've seen, as I selected that folder, it has not that long. I mean, it took, what, 10 seconds before it displayed the songs that it couldn't find. I want to have a progress bar in there so it shows the user that it's trying to do something and it's not just sitting there and not working, so the user doesn't try to click again and get angry at the program or something or other like that. So that's something I want to work on. Obviously I also want to work on its search features, because if, as you've seen with the song Switch by Will Smith, it came up with 3 different options. It came up with something that had the word switched with an ED on it, which technically it finds the word switch in that, so it brings it up, but I want to figure out how to narrow that down a little bit and make it a little bit of a search function. But those are just a few things I got to work on, so if anybody has any ideas or anything they'd like to see with it, just let me know and I'll try to get them added in there. So thanks for watching, guys.